Welcome. Thank you for joining me for this session that is yoga for sitting at your desk. You don't have to do it if you're not at your desk. You can certainly use a yoga mat and be on the floor instead. Just modify the poses to be appropriate for you. So we'll start by coming into somewhere that we're comfortably sitting. I'm sitting towards the front end of my office chair so that my sitting bones are connected but my thighs are off the chair. I'll turn sideways and show you what I mean. So that there's not that much of me on the chair, which means we can get our pelvis into quite a neutral and almost anterior position. And the other option, if you're comfortable doing so, is to cross the legs sitting on the chair. So you can cross your legs just how you would normally, or you can come into half lotus, or full lotus if that's part of your practice. And then let the hands rest. Feel the shoulders relaxing. This is an area we hold a lot of tension, so we're going to be working with the shoulders and the neck as well today. And then find a position for your head so that it's balanced on top of the spine. It's not tilted forward how it often would be when we're working on the computer. So have whatever position is right for you, sitting towards the front of your chair with crossed legs or on the floor. And then as you exhale, drop your ear. I'm going right ear to right shoulder. You can do the opposite, whichever way works for you. As you gently start to stretch and open the neck, let your diaphragm region soften. We can often hold tension around the diaphragm, that muscle that we use to inflate our lungs. So see if you can relax that region. Let the belly be very soft too. Feel the movement of the belly in and out as you breathe. And then slightly changing the orientation of the side stretch to the neck. We're going to bring it a little bit posterior. Take your chin towards the shoulder on that side that you've dropped your ear towards. So now I'm stretching halfway between the side and the back of my neck. Continuing to take deep, slow breaths. And as you inhale, gently bring yourself back up to center. We're going to change sides. My left ear now coming towards my left shoulder, or you go the opposite way to what you did last time. So this is a pure lateral flexion of the neck. We're just working into the side areas of the neck. You might come a long way, you might come only a little. Try to find that place where you're towards your edge, but not past it. Feel some sensation, but not too much. Again, notice if you're tightening the diaphragm region or the belly region, and let them become a little softer. Allow the breath more easy passage into the body. And move the chin towards the shoulder in the direction of the head. So my chin's moving towards my left shoulder, which means that now the stretch has moved. It's halfway between the back of the neck and the side of the neck. An area we don't often stretch, and it's nice to give it a little bit of space. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the belly soft. Taking in some slow, deep breaths. As you inhale, lift the head back up to center. And this time exhale with some forward flexion to the back of the neck. So this is different to what you'd be doing if you were jutting your head forward looking at the computer screen, which is a pretty common position. That's a completely different way of working with the back of the neck. This one is simply a pure forward flexion. The chin drops towards the chest. And we're stretching out the back side of the neck to either side of the vertebrae and right in the center. Two more deep, slow breaths here. And as you inhale, lift your head back up to center. We're going to turn our head to each side now, working into that mobility that we created with the stretches, turning from one side to the other, moving slowly, and you can try to coordinate your breath with your movements. Maybe taking one inhale as you turn one direction and the corresponding exhale as you turn the other way. Or maybe you want to move slower than that. Maybe you want to move faster. And listen to what your body's asking for. And bringing the head back to center. We can do some shoulder rolls now, rolling our shoulders backward. I'm taking both my shoulders at the same time, but you might prefer to do more of an action that's alternate shoulders. So you decide what feels better for you. One will give maybe slightly greater range of motion. And then pause and change direction, circling the other way, or again, alternating the shoulders. Trying to get the full backward movement. So we're creating space across the front as we roll our shoulders back. And then releasing that movement. If you had your legs crossed, uncross them and come to sit towards the front of your seat. And turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Bring the hands onto your knees. Just have the sitting bones connected with your seat. So you can feel those two sitting bones, the protrusions at the base of the pelvic bone. Hands to the knees. As you inhale, lift the chest forward. And as you exhale, pull the belly to the spine, round the back. Make it quite exaggerated. Feel the different movements, inhaling and exhaling as you move. Take a little longer if you need to. Moving with the breath though. So lengthen your breath if you want to go slower. See how we're creating space for the lungs at the front of the body and then the back of the body. A couple more cycles. And remember this action, we might see it again, either today or in future sessions. One more lift and lower. We're going to stretch out our wrists, an area that really needs some love. You can come back to sitting on your seat with your legs crossed, or you can keep your feet balanced on the floor. Reach the right palm forward, so the palm is facing away from you, and use your left hand to push against the fingers. Turn sideways so you can see that. So all four of your fingers are resting together. 4 fingers on the left hand pushing into the 4 fingers on the right hand. We're opening up the flexor muscles along the inside of the forearm. We're going to change this. Take hold of your index finger with your left hand and pull that back. And then changing fingers, move to your middle finger, just holding that middle finger, facing a little bit of traction. I'm not yanking, I'm using the weight of my hand really to relax the arm, the left arm downwards. So I'm getting a stretch to the inside of that finger. And then moving to the ring finger, giving that a little stretch. And then lastly, the little finger, which you might find is quite mobile. Everybody's different. And then of course we forgot the thumb, so come over and give the thumb a little pull. Be gentle though, thumbs really don't like too much backward movement. And changing sides, stretch out the left hand, palm facing away from you, fingers to the floor. Use your right hand supported on all of those 4 fingers to place a little bit of stimulation to the flexor muscles and to the palm of the hand. Keep your breath moving and your shoulders relaxed. So if you find that your shoulders are up by your ears, see if you can let them drop down. And then Take hold of your index finger, pull that gently towards you. Moving on to the middle finger. Take hold of the middle finger with the right hand. Place that little bit of traction on that finger. Light traction. Trying to take our fingers off, just give them a gentle stretch. Moving to the ring finger on the left hand. And then to the little finger. Exhaling, release. Give the wrist a little circle. One direction and then the other. Change your position, your leg position if you need to. Interlock the hands, stretch the palms away from you and raise them up towards the ceiling. I'm going to do some side bending here. Cement down through your sitting bones and gently move your arms to one side. Keep the belly soft and move the breath into that extended side of the body. Inhale back to center and exhale down to the other side. Inhale back to center. Release the hands down and make your way back if you had your legs crossed so that you're sitting towards the front of your chair. I'll turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Interlock your hands again, but this time do them the opposite way. So if your right little finger is normally underneath, release and re-interlock. So now your left little finger is underneath. Sometimes it feels a little bit like you're holding a stranger's hat. Rotate, send those palms away from you as you round the back. And then as you inhale, push the chest forward and lift the arms up. Rotate, bring the arms back down and round through your back, pulling your belly in. You can rotate the palms to face you if you want. And then inhale up and stretch. We're opening up through the armpits as well as the front of the chest. Inhaling as we lift and open. Exhaling as we round the back and bring the hands in front of us. A couple more times. Moving into these spaces. We're going to start more of a circular motion with the arm. And last time, rounding the back, bringing the arms down. And then this time as we lift up, bring the hands to one side, circle them around to the other side. And then keep going. So we're moving now in a circular motion with the torso. The rib cage, if you like, is circling around. And the arms are circling, and they're doing so in slightly opposite ways. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't feel that you've got to get it exactly right. We're just trying to open up and create space for our breath, for our lungs. And then pause and change direction, circling the other way. Feeling the rib cage move to one side, to the back, to the other side, to the front. While the arms also circle and give our shoulders, our glenohumeral joint, a little bit of loving. And then coming to stillness, still remaining at the front of your seat, take one leg out a little bit on an angle and bring the elbow down onto that knee and reach the opposite arm past your ear. Use the leverage of that elbow on the knee to rotate your chest as though you're trying to face your belly button up towards the ceiling. Keep the shoulder tucked in so that there's space for the neck. Breathe into the side body. And as you inhale, bring yourself back upright, changing legs. Right knee comes in, left knee goes out, or vice versa. Elbow comes down to the knee on that same side, and we stretch the arm past the ear. Imagine that you're trying to bring your bottom waist around and through, facing the belly button up towards the ceiling. Whilst we're stretching the arm, the shoulders remaining tucked in, so the humerus bone isn't trying to get out of its socket. One more breath here. And inhale, bring yourself back up to center and come up to standing. If you've got a chair that's on wheels, it's a good idea to have the chair pushed up against something. So it could be up against your desk or against a wall. The right leg's going to be standing on the floor and the left leg is going to be on the chair. Try and find a position where you end up with roughly a right angle behind your knee. And then rest the left elbow on that left knee. Inhale, take the arm up and over. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, side bending. Exhale, back. Couple more times. Letting yourself inhale to open and exhale to release. And last time, inhale, open. Exhale, release. And then changing sides. This time, the right foot is going to be on the chair, the left foot on the floor. I forgot to say, if you're wearing shoes, particularly high heels, take them off at the beginning of the session. Right elbow onto right knee or thigh. Inhale, take the left arm up past your ear. Exhale, lower it down. Moving with the breath, inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Use a little bit of leverage of that right arm to open the space through the groin and the inner thigh. And one more time, lifting and lowering. And we're going to come back to that first side. This time you can repeat it with the bent knee, or if you're comfortable doing so, use the left leg as a straight fulcrum. You can either have your heel on the chair or the sole of the foot. I like the foot, it gives better leverage so you're not hyperextending the back of the knee. But have a little play. You might also prefer to have the inside of the foot on the chair, so the foot is facing forward, which also reduces the pressure on that knee. The left arm is going to stretch down along that leg and the right arm is going to come overhead. We're going to try holding here. If holding is too strong for you, if your body's just not ready for this, then move and don't come as deep. So you'd be inhaling up and exhaling down, but maybe not coming as far. So modify as you need to. Feel the weight of the right foot resting on the earth. Push into the left heel or foot to keep the left knee from getting too exposed and open. And then if you're in the still position, inhale and open your chest up a little bit towards the ceiling. And exhale, return to the side bend. Inhale and open. Feel how this little subtle movement changes the sensation through the torso. Couple more times. Very carefully lift yourself back upright and come to change sides. This time the right foot is on the chair, the heel, the sole of the foot, or the inside of the foot with the toes facing forward. So you decide what's most comfortable for you. Remember, our priority is not to create stress in the back of our right knee. The right hand comes down the leg and we open the left arm up over the head. If this is too strong for your shoulder or you have a shoulder injury, bring the hand behind the back instead. That's a really viable option. And again, as we did with the other side, if you want to keep moving here but not make it so deep, that's an option as well. Breathing firmly into that left lung. Opening up all those spaces that tend to get cramped down, shortened, tightened as we sit in a chair at our desks. And then to bring in a little movement, inhale, open the chest further. See if you can really face the ceiling and exhale back into your side bend. Inhale, little tiny movement to open more. The arms coming back behind you for that opening. But it's small. We're not wrenching or forcing our body, but just seeing what capacity is there to open up. And one more time, inhale, open. Exhale back to the side bend, and then carefully bring yourself up. It's best to come up with the arm first, the body and the other arm follows. Back to the first side, take yourself into a wide-legged stance, and then turn the left toes to face the chair. Bring your left hand down onto the chair, and inhale, take the right arm over and across, and exhale, bring it back towards your hip. A variation of triangle pose using the support of the seat of the chair. And when you inhale, you're bowing your side body, shortening the left waist, lengthening the left. And as you exhale, both side bodies are becoming similar length. So have a look if you're not sure what I mean. Bowing to shorten, exhale to lengthen to the same length. Getting movement through our shoulder. And we're going to change it and take it forward the arm and rotate it, circle it back. Forward goes the arm, circling back. These circular motions are really good for the joint capsules. One more time. And then bring the right hand down to the chair. Step yourself back into an even position with the feet and walk the hands forward so that your spine is long and soft. The feet are taking most of the weight. The body's relaxed here. Nice length through each of the vertebrae of the spine that tend to get compressed as we sit a lot. You might like to make some small movements, opening one rib cage at a time. You might prefer to stay in stillness. Bending the knees, inhale, walk yourself towards the chair and come up to standing. We're going to change sides now. Starting with that open stance and turning your right foot to face the chair. Bring your right hand down onto the chair. So we're in a short-legged trikonasana. Inhale, raise the arm past the ear. And then exhale. Bring both sides of the waist to even as much as possible. Inhale, curve the torso, shortening the right waist, lengthening the left, and then back as you exhale. Moving through these two variations, or stopping and staying with one. A couple more times. The breath moving in and out. Last time lifting. And then lowering. And as we did on the other side, bring the left hand down, turn both feet to face the chair, and step the right foot back to meet the left. And then inch your feet back so that, or the hands forward, so that you've got a lovely long spine. The feet can be shoulder distance apart or slightly closer. Push into the big toe mound. Feel that the inside of the legs are working. Pull up through your inner legs. Hips to hands is nice and long. As you inhale, bend your knees, walking the feet towards that chair to lift yourself up. Now, either using your desk surface, or I'm going to use the back of my chair as I don't have a desk here. Bring the backs of your elbows, not the elbow point, but the area towards the upper arm, onto the back of that chair. And then walk your feet back so you end up roughly with a 90-degree angle between your belly and your thighs. The palms can be together, fingers facing up towards the ceiling. Let your head drop down between your upper arms So your ears are aligned with the upper arm. The armpits are open to the floor. Soften the belly. We've got lots of space for the breath here. So let yourself use that space. This is a great shoulder opener, but it does take time. It's not a fast fix. Really great to do at any time when you're just feeling that you're rounding your back too much. You want to open the front side of the body. And the upper back might be a little painful because of perhaps the position you've been sitting in. So this pose is a great antidote to all those things. So if you have time, absolutely stay here for longer. It's a fantastic pose. And you can do it anywhere in the house. I think I said last time when you were boiling your kettle in the kitchen, just do this pose against the kitchen bench. Let the knees bend when you're ready to come out, walk your feet forward and step in towards your chair. We're going to work into a seated twist now, coming to sit towards one side of your chair if you can. Now, if you've got a chair with curves, you're probably better off facing the front. Taking a breath in here. As you exhale, turn to the left. I've got my hand on either side of the chair back. If that's an option for you, great. If it's not, just modify. Maybe the right hand is outside the knee and the left hand is grasping a part of the chair. Notice if there's any clunking or clicking along your spine. Trying to keep the knees roughly level as we twist. Again, soften the belly. Make that belly region nice and gentle. Give yourself room to breathe. And even this pose is a really good one to do regularly throughout the day. And you can do it sitting facing your computer. Just twist to one side, hold it for 5, 6, 10, 20 breaths, and then come back to the center. When you're ready to release, gently bring yourself back to front. I'm going to turn around for the other side. Sitting on the edge of the chair, take a breath in, and as you exhale, twist to the right this time. Again, finding leverage where you can. Could be against the outside of your leg, could be grasping the back of the chair or the seat of the chair even is a really nice place to hold on to. Just gives you the ability to utilize your arms to help deepen this twist. Again, we're not trying to push ourselves past the point of comfort. Finding that place where we have sensation, but not too much. Our spine is vital to the mobility of our whole body. It is an entity of combined vertebrae. It's incredibly flexible and mobile. Each vertebrae themselves isn't so much, but as an entirety it is. But we need to use it to make sure that it maintains its flexibility, that we can forward fold, that we can back bend, that we can twist, that we can flex laterally. One more breath here. And as you exhale, releasing, and then coming back to face the front. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that gave you a little bit more freedom, particularly through your torso. In honour of your practice. Namaste.